Hi boys and girls, welcome to Snack Time with Mrs. Sargent. If you chose this portion of the following directions portion of your bundle, which is to follow precise directions, we're going to make some no-bake cookies today, if it will. First thing that I did before I started recording was to gather all of my ingredients, and so you'll need to do that too. We have sugar, unsweetened cocoa powder, milk that I'll get out of the fridge when we need it, butter right here, vanilla extract, a pinch of salt, which we will get from the cabinet right here, peanut butter, which I have already scooped out into a half a cup using my spatula. You can use any kind of peanut butter. Some recipes that I found called for crunchy peanut butter, just whatever your preference is. And then you'll also need some quick cooking oats. So if you haven't already gotten a piece of paper and a pencil, you'll want to do that because I will tell you how much of everything you need. We're going to set ingredients aside based on when we're going to need them. We are going to need the vanilla, salt, peanut butter, and oats later. So I have set those aside. I've got a bowl for the oats for later. In a saucepan or pot, we're going to put the first set of ingredients that we're going to use. We're also going to put this pot on the stove on medium. So after I get the ingredients in there, I'll put the stove on medium. So get your pencil and paper. Here is what you need. In the saucepan, we want to put 2 cups of sugar. Get your sugar out, get your measuring cup. And I'm going to go ahead and put right into the saucepan 2 cups of sugar. Pour 1 cup. Pour it in. 2 cups. Okay. Done with the sugar. I'm actually going to put it away because I don't need it anymore. Okay. I've got my 2 cups of sugar in there. Now I'm going to go to the cocoa. Right here, brand new container, nice and fresh. If you've got something in the pantry already, that's fine. Throw your trash away. Hopefully at this point you have an adult helping you. And we're going to do 1/4 cup. 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. And I'm going to put that in the saucepan. Pour some of it out because quite a bit just went in. There we go. Don't measure that the way I did. Scoop it out. Set that into the sink. Make sure you clean along the way. Make sure you've got an adult or older sibling helping you, someone who's allowed to use the stove. I've got my sugar, my cocoa. Now I need to get the milk. And I'm going to put a 1/2 cup of milk in. You can use whatever milk you have in your house. We have whole milk and skim right now, so I'm using whole milk. I have my milk in. Now I need to put a 1/2 cup of butter in. Boys and girls, 1 stick of butter is a 1/2 cup of butter. So we can just put this right in. let me make sure that you have the ingredients that you need to have by now. So far, butter, and that is all in a saucepan right here. I'm going to go ahead and put the saucepan on the burner on medium. So for mine, it's a 5. And we're going to let that warm up, give it a stir, and then we'll come back after I get that stirred up and tell you what to do next. While I've got that warming up and stirring it occasionally, the next thing I can do is get a cookie sheet out. Cookie sheet. And I'm going to put some parchment paper down. You can use wax paper. I just happen to have parchment paper. So I just tore it off and it's on the cookie sheet. That's where I'm going to put my spoonful drops on the cookie sheet after they are all mixed together. Make sure you're cleaning up as you go, boys and girls, and tell your parents or whatever adult is helping you thank you as you go. Put that there. Get that out of the way. I'm going to check on this, give it a stir. Starting to warm up. Don't put it on high to get it hot. Make sure you have it on medium. Kind of looks like brownie mix. That cocoa has to dissolve into the milk. Alright. While that's warming up some more, I'm going to measure my oats. You will need 3 cups of quick cooking oats. 1, 2, 3. I'll set those to this side. I can also add to that my pinch of salt, which I just put a little bit in my hand and literally get a pinch of salt, drop it right into your bowl over the oats. Make sure the rest of the salt makes it into the sink. Okay? Can be put away. I have my peanut butter already in the 1/2 cup, and the oats are going to sit right here. Once we get everything warm, then we will mix it all together. So I'm going to go over, check on the chocolate mix again. It is all melted now, and what we want to do is bring it to a boil. So I'm going to set the kitchen timer for 1 minute. And it's not quite boiling yet. I've got to turn it up. I turned mine up to about 8. So not on high, just high medium. Stir this, make sure all the butter gets melted. And I'm going to watch for it to start boiling. And when it starts boiling, I'm going to hit that start button on my timer. Because I only want it to boil for a minute. And we're boiling now, so start. And I'm going to keep stirring while it boils. We don't want it to burn. Chocolate can burn pretty easily. You know it's boiling when it starts to bubble. So I'm just going to let this boil or bubble for 30 more seconds. And as soon as that timer goes off, I'm going to remove this from the heat. I'm going to move it over to this burner that's not on. 15 seconds left. It gets very hot, so make sure you have an adult helping you with this part. I also suggest wearing an apron. Okay? Clear. And have an adult help you move from the heat. We are going to stir in the vanilla, which the vanilla is 1 teaspoon. I've got my teaspoon ready here. And I'm going to stir as I pour this in, so make sure you have an extra set of hands to help you. Again, this pot is hot. Okay, I've got my vanilla stirred in. And now I'm going to put in the peanut butter. A half a cup of peanut butter. That flop in. Sink. And make sure you stir in the peanut butter quickly so that it melts all the way through. It looks like a big clump in here right now, but it's starting to melt. Make sure you turn that burner off as soon as your timer goes off. Stir this together. The next thing to go in is going to be our oats that have the pinch of salt on them, but I'm making sure the peanut butter gets stirred all the way in. Okay, it is nice and smooth. And I'm going to stir and pour the oats. You've got to stir the oats in really well. Really mix thoroughly through the bottom, where you'll have all chocolate and peanut butter at the bottom and oats at the top. When it is thoroughly stirred, it will look like this. Okay, it's runny. But what we're going to do is take that cookie sheet with the wax paper from earlier, and I'm going to use a tablespoon. You can use just a regular spoon. You could use a cookie or an ice cream scoop. Actually, I'm going to use this cookie dough scoop. Going to scoop out of the pan and drop right onto the cookie sheet. You can do this on a flat surface. I'm just holding it so that you can see. I'm just dropping scoops onto the wax paper. They'll melt out a little bit. So you want to leave room because they'll spread because they're still hot. You can make them much smaller than this or bigger. I wouldn't make them much bigger. They'll have to cool for a long time. Okay, so now we have our cookies on our cookie sheet. We need to let them cool for an hour, and then they'll be ready to eat. While you have all of them cooling, I highly suggest you help clean up the kitchen. And again, thank the adult that helped you.